So what are we looking at today? Well, it's not your typical article or a clean data set. Our source is, well, it's this. A whole bunch of typewritten fragments. Just scraps of paper, really. Disconnected thoughts. It's kind of like a puzzle, you know? And our job is to try and piece it all together. So let's dive in.
Okay, so at first glance, this just looks like noise, right? Just one word, over and over again. The word if.
And here's another scrap. The word somnambulant. Sleepwalking. You can feel a mood starting to build here, can't you?
And then, another one. The bike lock, beach ball. I mean, it feels totally disjointed, almost random. But is it really?
And that right there is the big question for this whole explainer. What happens when we actually try to put these pieces together? What kind of story or feeling or idea starts to emerge when we connect these dots? Let's find out. All right, so what are we really looking at here? You know, our first job isn't to try and find some simple, straightforward story. It's more about learning how to listen to a voice that only speaks in fragments.
What's really cool is that the source material itself kind of gives us the key to unlock it. The definition you see here, it's literally built from the fragments themselves. The author calls this style concrete poetry and says it's about facing in words. And then they tell us that the meaning is found from between the component mechanism. So in other words, they're spelling it out for us. They're telling us exactly how to read this. Don't just look at the words, look at the spaces between them.
Okay, so we've got a key to unlock the style. Now let's actually use it. Let's try to map out the world that these fragments are building. What kind of place are we even in? All right, check this out. On one side, we get a mention of the Pacific coast, the western edge of the world. And then on the other side, there's this long passage that's clearly set in Los Angeles. Now, when you put those two together, a location starts to take shape, right? It feels like we're on the West Coast. But just when we start to get comfortable there on the Pacific, boom, this fragment pops up. It's talking about visitors to Mimi, which has to be Miami. All of a sudden, our map has just jumped clear across the continent. So you see, this isn't about just one city. It's about this sprawling, coast-to-coast American experience.
And that's the crucial thing to get here. The setting itself is fragmented. It's not one single place, it's a collection of them. Los Angeles, Miami, the coast, and all together, they create this feeling of a huge, kind of disconnected, but totally American landscape. So now that we've got this sense of place, let's zoom in a little. Let's move from the big map to the more intimate human world. What are these fragments telling us about things like love, connection, and well, its opposite, loneliness? I mean, look at this piece right here. It's pretty powerful, isn't it? It talks about love not just as some feeling, but as something so special that it's worthy of a holiday. It's like a rare, celebrated event in this otherwise broken-up world. And this just illustrates the central tension perfectly. On one hand, you've got this very public display of affection. The kissing booth got the most attention. But then on the other hand, you have this really private, deep sense of isolation, so heaven is lonely tonight. It's like there's this huge gap between the connection we show the world and the loneliness we actually feel. This line just nails that feeling, doesn't it? The traffic doesn't exactly apply to people staying indoors. Think about it. The whole world is moving outside. There's traffic, there's life, but it just doesn't matter to the person inside, totally cut off from it. It's a very modern kind of loneliness, that feeling of being alone together.
So how do we find real connection in a world full of strangers? The thing is, these fragments, they don't give us an easy answer. Not at all. Instead, they just leave us with the question, kind of forcing us to think about the emotional landscape of our own lives.
Okay, so for our final theme, things get really interesting. The work actually starts to turn on itself. The author starts talking about art, about poetry, and asks, what's the point of it all? What's its purpose in this complicated world we've been exploring?
And this is such a powerful idea. Poetry here isn't just something pretty to read. It's not just entertainment. It's being framed as a vital tool, an advanced early warning system, something that helps us see what's coming, to navigate all the dangers of life, big and small. And just look at the different roles the artist has to play. It's not just creator. It's art victim, art warriors, art refugees, even art criminals, survivors, sacrifices. I mean, this isn't just a list of job titles, right? It's suggesting that making art in our world is a high-stakes, even dangerous game.
So the big takeaway here is pretty clear. For this author, art has a real job to do.
It's a survival mechanism. It's a lens to help us understand things, a warning system, and a battlefield, all rolled into one.
All right, let's bring this all home. We've mapped out the world, we've explored its emotional heart, and we've talked about the role of art in it all. So, the big question remains, what does it all mean?
Just look what happens when we put these two fragments side by side. The first one says, the art world is completely bereft of any, and then it just stops. The sentence is cut off. The other one declares that the dominant ideology of cultural production must be wrested from the people in power. It's like the text is telling us, hey, don't rely on the big institutions to give you meaning. We have to grab it for ourselves.
And you know what? That's the most empowering part of this whole thing. This process we're doing right now, connecting the dots, that's the point. The meaning isn't some secret hidden in the fragments, just waiting for us to find it. No, it's something we create in the very act of piecing them together. Let's end on this one last thought. It's a little dense, but it's beautiful. Knowledge is not the opposite of asking for a receipt being proven to be existing in. So what is knowledge? According to this, it's not just about having facts in your head. It's about existence. It's about proof. It's like having the receipt that shows you were here, that you actually experienced something. It connects the idea of knowing with the idea of just being.
So, I'll just leave you with that thought. In this world of fragments, in all the stories that you piece together from the noise that's all around you, what's your proof?